With the signing of Joao Felix to Chelsea, we have to look at how he will be utilized under Enzo Maresca this season. So in today's video, we will look at his tactics, the play style, formation, and why this is such a good signing for Chelsea. Now, on this first clip, I want to show you exactly what he does here. If we freeze frame it here, you can see that Joao Felix actually takes that split second or two to wait till his forward is back on sides, because a lot of players would play that immediately and be called offsides. He has the vision to see that the player was off, then retain the ball, and then eventually play the ball to him, which did lead to a goal. The next clip I want to show you is this play right here of him running into the box, because he has the capability of running in deep on the far post and being very lethal while he does this, because everyone is shifting to the right. There is clearly running space for Joao Felix on that back post, which again, we need a player like that can do that. We have Enzo Fernandez who can play the ball over the top like this, or even Cole Palmer, and Joao Felix has the capability of finishing for us. First way we want to look at how Felix can be utilized in Enzo Maresca's system is a 4-3-3 with a false 9, with Felix sitting inside that false 9 position. Now, before you get too upset, there's reasons for this, because first of all, we can have Fernandez actually sit back and do that long ball passing, which we all know he is good at doing, hitting balls this way, out this way, and not so much being the number 10, which we've seen time and time again not work for this player, and therefore, again, it makes sense for him to sit in this area. This also allows Caicedo and Lavia to push up higher and keep that high press that we've been seeing with Enzo Maresca. Now, the reason why, though, this is a great position for Felix is because he can actually drop down into almost this role and play as a number 10, but also you can pick the ball up later from back here and drive the ball forward and play the ball off to, say, Nkuku, or to Palmer, or even Lavia and Caicedo if they're going to be up there as well. Now, I understand this may not seem ideal, but Felix has a capability of being a very creative player, whether he's in the 10 position or out on the wing. Either way, he will find players. And once he's inside the box, he has a lethal strike. He can hit the ball with a curling right foot, or if he's out on this side, hit it with his left foot as well. He is very versatile when it comes to in front of the goal. And this is going to be very important for Enzo Maresca, because he's going to have a player that can be utilized not only in this position, but again, back in this position, but also out on the wings. Now, let's look at another way that he could utilize Felix. Just a quick break from the tactics. I do want to talk about the book I've recently written, Dominate the Pitch, which can help any player become a better player, the secret formula. If you have Kindle, this is totally free. Otherwise, it is $15.99. I greatly appreciate if you do check it out. It does help support this channel. Again, go to Amazon.com. There will be a link down below to check out this book. Now, this formation, again, a 4-3-3, does see Felix sitting back a little bit further as a number 8. Now, the big takeaway here, though, is that we are not seeing Fernandez in this formation, which I know some have argued that maybe he shouldn't be starting. This is a capability for Enzo Maresca as well, because these two players with Caicedo and Lavia can still hold down the midfield and allow Felix to drift really into this position to still play kind of that 10 position, but also have players ahead of him that he can still play the ball to, because when he is in the false 9, he is leading that attack, and therefore, again, can be difficult. But say having Jackson, Palmer, and Nkuku, this is going to allow him to then cycle the ball out to different players and find different channels to get the ball inside the box. Now, this all being said, this also allows him to drift back even further to carry the ball into the attacking third as well, because when he's sitting up higher in this position as the number 9, it's difficult to have him drop all the way back into this position and then drive forward. But if he's sitting here and playing more defensively, this again will allow him to do that by himself, or again, he can play the ball to other players. Along those lines, he's also very capable of playing the long ball over the top. So if he wants to hit any of these players, or even a through ball to Jackson, this will be a capability for Enzo Maresca. Now, Felix is a very versatile player. So again, he can be utilized in this 8 position. He could also be used on the wing as a false number 9, or even sitting at a 10, depending on the formation that we use with Enzo Maresca. This, though, is a great signing for Chelsea. A lot of people are going to be wondering why we went for such a player that didn't do so well last time he was here. But you have to remember, with Graham Potter that was here, there was a lot of chaos going on. This time around, there is a little more stability, and there is tactics that really do suit Felix this time around. And there's players around him as well that, again, can be very lethal in front of him. I believe Nkunku and Palmer are going to be the two key factors. If everyone can stay healthy, this actually might be the starting lineup moving forward. And yes, that does mean that Enzo Fernandez will be on the bench, which might be a hard pill to swallow for some players, especially himself. But again, this really does allow us to be more creative inside this whole area here in the midfield, and therefore again allow us to then ping the balls out to the sides and out this way, but also then drive straight down the middle, which again gives us multiple factors of being very creative. And on top of that, we still have Gusto, who can also push up, Cucurella, who can then shift into this midfield as well. And yes, I understand I have a lot of drawings on here, but this will allow us to really hold this press down inside the opponent's half, and therefore again really dictate how we want to possess the ball, but also win the ball back if we do lose it. And like I said, with these players, we can strike very quickly in front of the goal. And again, Felix does offer the capability of finding the back of the net. So I do want to know, though, what do you guys think? Enzo Maresca, does he have a great player with Felix, or is this going to be another flop signing that Todd Boehly and Clear Lake have gone and purchased? I do think that Felix does make this team that much better. The difficult part is, again, figuring out how exactly he will be utilized, but he is like a Swiss Army knife. He can be used in different spots, and therefore, again, this makes total sense for us to sign this player and have a long future at Chelsea. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you